Hello students, how are you? This is your Rohit sir, your biological science teacher. I hope everyone is safe at home. And in the previous video we have discussed about Lavoisier and Joseph Priestley's experiment. In these two experiments they have find out different types of gases present inside the air, and they said that all the air is not a single thing. Now here Lavoisier has carried out several experiments. Yesterday we have discussed that Lavoisier has carried out several experiments to understand the property of gases. So in the first experiment, in the early experiment, first he has taken a water jug and a bell jar and he burned the charcoal. Then he observed the carbon dioxide. Then later he has burned the phosphorus. Then he observed the oxygen. Now here the first thing for the first thing, that is nothing but when he burned the charcoal, a gas has released and he given that gas as fixed air. Now this fixed air is now we calling it as carbon dioxide. Then later he has done another experiment with phosphorus. Now he said that either air itself or another elastic fluid is present in a certain proportion in the air which we breathe. So this was respirable air. Now when he has burned the phosphorus, he observed a special type of gas. Thus that gas is called as respirable air. Okay, now you know what is the gas that is respirable, that is oxygen, obviously. So at that time only they have discovered the carbon dioxide and oxygen. Now let us try to give some answers for these questions. Now what was produced by the combustion according to the Lavoisier? When he has combusted the charcoal, then the carbon dioxide has produced. That is nothing but the air that is spoiling the normal air has produced. Now what did Lavoisier find out about the air from his experiment? So for this question I have an answer. Now Lavoisier has found out that all the air is not same. Air has different types of components. Now when you burn the material, when you burn a metal, a special type of gas is produced. When you burn the charcoal, another type of gas is produced. That is nothing but there are different components are present inside the air. Air is not a simple or single thing. Now what conclusions can be drawn from Lavoisier's experiment? After listening to all this lesson, we can only conclude one thing. What is that? That air is not a single thing. Air is a combination of gases. That's it. Now Lavoisier noted that there was a profound difference between the air in which combustion of metal had been carried out and the one which has served for respiration. Now here he has observed that there is a differentiation between the gases, and he said that all the gases are not similar, and the air that we breathe out precipitated the lime water after heating the metal did not. Now he treated the sulfur as metal. Now here when he has burned the metal or when he has burned the sulfur, a special type of gas has released. When that gas is released, that is respirable air, because it has burned the candle very brightly. Okay, according to Lavoisier, when he burned the phosphorus, a special gas is produced that is useful for breathing. But when he burned the charcoal, a special type of gas has released. That gas has same character with our exhaled air. That gas and our exhaled air both are similar. How they are similar? When you burn the charcoal, one gas is produced. If you pass that gas through the lime water, that gas is turning the lime water into milky white. And here also in the yesterday, and I think in the yesterday you have drawn a diagram. In the diagram also you have observed our exhaled air. When our exhaled air is passed through the lime water, it will convert into milky white. That is nothing but both gases have similar character. That is nothing but both gases are same. Now from this he deduced that there were two processes involved in the respiration. So from this concept he has observed that respiration is not a single process. There are two types of processes, and that of these are probably he knew only one thing. Okay, so in the respiration there are two types of steps, but he know only one thing. Therefore he carried out another experiment by which he showed about 1/6 of the volume of vitiated air consisting of chalky acid. Now therefore he recreate the common air from the vitiated air. What is this vitiated air means? The vitiated air means the air from which the component of burning has been removed. Okay, let me explain this thing. Now vitiated air. Vitiated air is nothing but a special type of air in which element for burning has been removed. You tell me which element is useful for burning? With the help of which gas the burning will be taken place? Yes, that's a correct answer, oxygen. If you remove the oxygen, then the remaining gas is called vitiated air. That's it. So gas or otherwise the air without oxygen is called vitiated air. Now what is he saying? Vitiated air consisting of chalky acid. Therefore, yeah, now you can see here, therefore he carried out about the experiment. Therefore, he carried out another experiment by which he showed that about 1/6 of the volume, 1/6 of the volume of vitiated air. 1/6 of the volume of vitiated air means inside of the vitiated air. If you take the vitiated air as 6 parts, the one volume consisting of chalky acid gas. Chalky acid gas means fixed air, that is nothing but carbon dioxide is present. That is nothing but inside the vitiated air 1%. In the 6 parts, 1 part is carbon dioxide. Therefore, to recreate the common air from the vitiated air, it was not only merely added to appropriate amount of air is needed for burning or respirable air, the existing chalky acid gas must also be removed. Now what are these lines are saying? Actually these lines are very confusing. Now he said the vitiated air. You know what is the meaning of vitiated air? Vitiated air is nothing but the air that does not have oxygen. Now what is the meaning of fixed air? Fixed air is nothing but carbon dioxide. Fixed air is nothing but carbon dioxide. You have to remember this. Vitiated air is nothing but oxygen-less gas. Now fixed air is nothing but carbon dioxide. These two terms you should remember. Now if you want to recreate normal air, okay, see, vitiated air is different, fixed air is different, normal air is different. Okay, vitiated air is nothing but no oxygen. Fixed air is nothing but carbon dioxide. Normal air is nothing but normal breathable air. Understood? So if you want to create the normal air, what you have to do? You have to remove the carbon dioxide and you have to add the oxygen. That's it. Am I right or not? I hope you have understood. Let us discuss again. If you want to create normal air, if you want to create breathable air, what you have to do? You have to remove the carbon dioxide and you have to add the oxygen. If you remove the carbon dioxide, if you add the oxygen, then that air will be useful for your breathing. I hope you have understood. If you don't understand this concept, please comment below in the section, or otherwise if you understood also, then you can comment below in the comment section as yes, we have understood, or otherwise if you have any doubt, you are feel free to ask to my personal number. Okay. Next, he drew immediately the logical conclusion of regarding the process of respiration. Then he has understood what is respiration. What is happening inside of our body? Carbon dioxide is going out and we are taking the gases inside. So what our body is doing? Our body is removing the carbon dioxide from our body. Only he knows that one thing. Now here, either eminently respirable air is changed into the lungs to chalky acid air. Now what is chalky acid air here? Chalky acid air is also nothing but carbon dioxide. Fixed air, chalky acid air, both are said to be as carbon dioxide. Now what is he saying? Inside of our lungs, carbon dioxide is produced, chalky acid gas is produced. How it is produced? Inside of our lungs, what he said, that if you imagine that this is an air, oxygen is removed, carbon dioxide is added. Now where it is added? It is added inside of our human lungs. So he knew only one thing, that oxygen is used up by our body, carbon dioxide is inserted into the air with the help of these lungs, then only the carbon dioxide is going out of our body. Okay. He had to admit that there were a strong ground for believing that eminently respirable air did combine with the blood to produce red color. So, but in due course, the scientist identified that due to hemoglobin, that blood is in red color. So at that time, what he said? He said that when blood is mixed with oxygen, it is converting into red color. So what he said at that time? At that time he observed that when blood is mixed with oxygen, it is converting into red color. But later scientists have proved that that is not because of oxygen, but because of presence of hemoglobin. Because of presence of hemoglobin pigment, the blood is in red color. So one thing was proved wrong, but remaining all things were mostly 90% of his assumptions are right. So in this way they have contributed so many things regarding to the science. Now Let us observe these lines. Lavoisier's finding lead a way to several other researchers also. Which gas do you think Lavoisier talking about when he says about chalky acid gas? Now this is your homework. Okay, this is your homework. You have to write the answer for these questions. Now which gas is called as chalky acid gas? Give the answer as a homework. Now which gas according to him is respirable air? You write as a homework. Now what steps in the process of respiration does Lavoisier mention and an inference of his experiments? So he just only explained about exhalation. He did not talk about inhalation. He is discussing about exhalation. He don't know what is inhalation, how the air is going inside, but he only mentioned how the carbon dioxide is inserted in our lungs, how it is produced in our lungs, and how it is going out of our body. That's it. He only know one step. You don't know the another and the opposite step. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now a few lines from the textbook of human physiology, written by a renowned chemist John Draper around mid-19th century, goes like this. The chief material which a living being receive are matter that are be burnt, water, oxygen, gas, and out of the action these upon one another all the physical phenomena of its life arise. What the body expels out is water, oxides of carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, and others. See, this is not written in the 20th century or recently or 200 years or 100 years back. It has written in the 19th century. It has not written on 20th century. Nearly so many hundreds of years ago they have written. What they have wrote, the chief material of living thing that is received for burning is water and oxygen. So what is an animal is taking? It is taking water and oxygen. Now here the water and oxygen, they are acting on one another. That is nothing but they are reacting with one and another, and later they expels out some material. What are they expelling out? They are expelling out water. With the exhaled air we are removing the water vapor. That is correct. Oxides of carbon. What is the oxides of carbon? Carbon dioxide. Now phosphorus, sulfur, and other substances. But we don't know that when we exhale the air, inside that exhaled air some other gas is also present. Sometimes there should be phosphor, sulfur, or any other material, that is depend upon our living environment. Okay, so according to this John Draper, almost all this concept is clear and perfect. Now thus we can see the role of major compounds and elements in the process of respiration was known by mid 19th century. That is nothing but in the middle of the 19th century only we know that what are the materials are going inside of our body and what are the materials going out of our body. Now the events involved in there were not very clearly understood. We know what is going inside and we know what is coming outside of our body, but we don't know what are the stages, what are the steps the air is following, and how it is going and how it is coming back. But people believed that there was some relationship of the heat produced in the body and the process of respiration. But at that time the people only know this thing that when we breathe our body produces heat. If there is no breath there is no heat. That is clear. So at that time they know that respiration is a system for releasing the heatness of our body. Now is it a common observation that our breath is warmer than the air around us? Does respiration have anything to do with this? Now if you see the outside environment air is normal, or otherwise it is cool sometimes. But when you see that when the air goes inside it is cool, but when the air is coming out it is very very hot. You can check this. When you keep your finger at the nose, when you exhale, then you can observe that the air that is coming out of your body is hot. And keep your finger, inhale. When you inhale you feel that the air is very very cool, but you exhale the air is very very hotter. So with this simple experiment you can easily say that the air that is going inside of our body is cooler than the air that is coming out of our body. Then where does this heat is coming from? This heat is coming or produced by our body. Now let us study the events involved in the respiration in the human beings to figure out. Now this is very very important thing, events and steps in respiration. Now there are no strict demarcations that events involved in this process of respiration. It is very complex process of several biochemical and physical processes. See, actually this is a simple explanation to find out how the gases are moving in and out of our body, and several biological and also physical processes are also involving in this step. Now, but for a general understanding on what goes on, we shall study under the following heads. Now, first, what is the step? First step, breathing. What is the meaning of breathing? Breathing is nothing but entering of gas inside and going the air out of our lungs. Air is going in, air is going out. That is nothing but breathing. This is not respiration. Breathing is different, respiration is different. Breathing is nothing but going the gases inside and sending the gases outside. Okay, that's it. Now the second step is gases exchange at lung level. Now what is happening here? When the air is going inside of our lungs, so imagine that these are lungs. Now what is happening here? Just they are going inside of our lungs and just they are going out of our lungs. Only gases exchange is happening here. Now gas transport by blood. Now what is happening here? Whenever it is entering into lungs, inside the lungs some blood vessels are there. Now this oxygen is traveling through the blood from the lungs, and also deoxygenated blood is also coming here. So oxygenated blood is going there, deoxygenated blood is coming here. Now gases exchange at tissue level. Now what is happening here? Now when the blood is going to the tissues will take the oxygen. Tissues will take the oxygen. Then later they will give you the carbon dioxide. Again this blood is taking this carbon dioxide to lungs. Now what is happening? Cellular respiration. Now imagine that this is cell. Now whenever the oxygen is coming inside it, they are not directly going inside of the cell. Inside the cell there is a special organelle that is called a mitochondria. They are going inside of the cell, and here cellular respiration is happening. So cellular respiration is a process where the food is burned inside of this mitochondria to release the energy. Understood? So here the oxygen will be utilized. Where will be the final utilization of oxygen will be takes place? Inside the mitochondria. Mitochondria is a place where the final utilization of oxygen will be taken place, and here the carbon dioxide will be produced, and then later this carbon dioxide will go from cells to the blood. Okay, cells to the blood to the cells to tissues to blood to lungs to nose. Again, how the oxygenated blood is coming? The oxygenated blood is coming from nose to lungs to blood to tissues to cells. So this is a proper circular structure. In this circular structure all the gases exchange is taken place. I hope you have understood steps and events in respiration. Now let us move to the next concept, that is nothing but breathing. In the previous classes we did this experiment to find out what is there in the air that we breathe out. Okay, actually yesterday you have drawn this drawing. Okay, so I have given that experiment for today's understanding, so you should figure out this. Now we have done this experiment in the 7th class. Okay, we have also observed in the 7th class. And what is this experiment is all about? This experiment is all about to understand this experiment is to understand how or what gases are present inside of our exhaled air. Now we had seen this setup with the lime water, it turned milky white fast when we breathe out into as compared with now we had seen this setup with lime water, it turned milky white fast as we breathe out into as compared to as similar setup in which normal air we passed with the help of syringe or a Pitchcarry lime water. Now actually instead of reading all these lines, now let me explain this thing. What is happening here? First of all, we have to take two test tubes. In these test tubes, first test tube will be filled with water, second will be filled with lime water. Okay, you know how to prepare the lime water. If you don't know, then you comment in the section, then I will explain how to prepare the lime water. Then you have to arrange one tube from water and arrange one tube to lime water. Now what you have to do? You have to take a very big and deep breath. Then after that you have to close your mouth and you have to keep the pipes inside of your mouth. You have to close your nose, you have to keep the pipes inside of your mouth, then you have to exhale through the mouth. When you exhale through the mouth, some amount of the gas will go inside of this water and remaining water will go inside the lime water. See, in the water there is no reaction, but this lime water, when you exhale, this slowly turns to milky white. Now what does this milky white thing is telling all about? Milky white precipitate is giving you that the exhaled air have carbon dioxide, because the lime water have the capacity. Its character is that when it is reacted with carbon dioxide, the lime water turns into milky white. Now let me tell you, lime water, when it is reacted with carbon dioxide, it is turning into milky white. Okay. Now what does this experiment is indicating? This experiment is indicating that the exhaled air have carbon dioxide. Which gas turned lime water to milky? You write the answer for this question as homework. Now which gas do you think might be present in greater quantities in the air we breathe out as compared with the air around us? This is also homework question. If you don't know, then you can ask me personally. We are also aware of the fact that water vapor deposits on the mirror if we breathe out on it. So many times, let me explain this thing. So many times you have observed that when you exhale on the mirror, or if you say on the mirror, then you can observe that some small droplets will deposit on the mirror area. Then what might be this reason? This reason is simple, because our exhaled air also filled with water vapor. Our exhaled air is filled with water vapor. When you breathe out on a mirror, then what will happen? All the water vapor that is present inside of our exhaled air will stick to that glass and it will be appear as water. Okay, this is the science behind it. Now we are also aware that the fact that water vapor deposits on the mirror if we breathe out on it. Now where does this water vapor is coming from? The exhaled air. This water vapor is coming from exhaled air because of respiration. See, respiration is also a type of excretion system. Okay, excretion. What is the meaning of excretion? Excretion is nothing but removing of waste from our body. That's it. Now through mouth, through nose also we are excreting. Yes, our lungs also secondary excretory organs. See, they are not directly removing the waste just like urine and stool, but they are removing the excess amount of the water that our body does not require. Understood? Just like stomata is doing transpiration, it is performing transpiration. What is transpiration? Stomata is removing the excess amount of the air through the stomatal cells. Okay, to remove the waste from the plant body. Just like that, our nose is also, through exhalation, it is removing the unwanted air from our unwanted water from our body. So in this way we are also removing the water vapor. Water vapor is present inside of our exhaled air. That's why exhaled air is hot. Inhaled air have very less water vapor. That's why it is cool. Exhaled air have more water vapor. That's why it is very, very hot. You should mention this, or you should understand this. Now here we shall have to study the pathway of air in our body throughout respiratory system and the mechanism for breathing in the respiration to find out how exhaled air comes in and out. Now by respiration system we usually means the passage, the transport of air to the lungs and the microscopic air in the sacs in them called alveoli, and vice versa. Now in the tomorrow's lesson we are going to discuss about how the air is going inside of our body and going outside of our body with a beautiful digital explanation. So please do your homework and submit your homework. This will give us very, very encouragement. So if you respond to our videos, if you respond to our work, then only we will feel encouraged and we will do more and more creative work through this videos. And you know that recently our school has launched the school app. So what you have to do, you have to register. And also I request all 10th rows kids to please contact me for your ID and password for login. Okay, so once again I am telling, the students of 10th rows are hereby informed to inform your details, whether you have uploaded or downloaded the app or not. and I will send you the password and ID. This is all about today, and I hope you have understood. If you have any doubts, comment in the comment section, or otherwise you are feel free to ask. So have a happy day. Bye bye.